So this is, I went and found a clip that I have. This is the Team Canada East, which is like a junior A Team Canada kind of thing. And this is my student here. He just played in Sweden in Allsvenskan and won Defenseman of the Year this past year. He did 4 years or 5 years of NCAA D1, blah blah blah. Anyway, this is highlighting exactly what was talking about. So he passes D to D, and then right after he passes, look how he switches to forwards and gets down low. Okay, he's trying to get as low now, given the fact that it was already a hinge and this guy was lower, he can only go as far as he can go. But he turns forwards and picks up the pass with speed now. Okay, and he can do a rush. So watch again. Okay, he decides to move it, and then look how he scrambles down, switches to forwards, and turns in. One more time. Okay, now possibly his D partner could have done that. The moment that he sees that he doesn't get it right away, this guy could do that. Down, switch to forward, start to turn, and come up with speed. Okay, but he doesn't, but then he did it. So I'm going to go back to your clip. Again, you have to wait. You can't just assume and go right away. You have to wait until you see that he doesn't pass to you right away. Because if you're scrambling to go down and he passes to you immediately, let's go back to where the faceoff was. Okay. Again, the moment that the puck goes to the left, you have to be ready for the straightaway, for the one touch quickly, but it doesn't come to you quickly. And so you should be switching to forwards and coming down underneath and then getting ready, like turning almost, getting ready like the other guy did. So that when the pass comes, boom, across, you're turning into it with speed. Okay. Now, again, that may actually screw up what happened. What happened here is your man gets open on the wing, even though even though he wasn't open at this point, and now the easy play is there if you were ready. But so maybe had you done what I told you, that wouldn't have been as obvious. But it still should be. You should still be skating up forwards, getting it, and moving it to him right away. You love your backwards cross instead of just moving it quick. Okay, so that's the first. No, this is 205. This is the new clip. Yeah. So now we're going to 634 and 655. You get two on the same shift. Okay, interesting. So what do you think?
I could have probably passed it to the tape of that center guy. Or wait.
What do you think?
I could have. I don't really know.
Good. Because first things first, don't assume you screwed up. Why are you assuming you screwed up every time? When I ask you, what do you think? Sometimes your answer should be, I feel like I made the best play there. Like me asking you what you think is just for me to get an idea what you think, not tell me where you screwed up. The fact that you have three guys on you, okay, at this point right here, boom, like there's three guys checking you. How do I go to my little pen? Oh, shapes. We can do shapes. I don't like this annotate because I have to keep clicking over to it. But you have this guy chasing you behind the net, this guy coming on, and this guy as well. And you make a little rim that's not too hard, not too soft, right to the guy with no pressure. Like that is almost exact same as that other play when you had three guys, you made a move to your backhand and you got it through. Does this winger make a good play and do we get going? Nah, who knows? Not really, but that's not your fault. But I would say, same as before, there's a faster, simpler play, though. You don't need to carry it here. When you turn behind the net right there, this is just a reverse. This is just an off-the-wall reverse to this man here who's going to go and get it. So it's the same as the other play where you had that reversal off the backhand wall in this corner. Remember? In this corner?
Yeah.
It's really the same play where you had something simple and quick. You didn't do it. You ended up under pressure, but still managed to make us like a pretty safe play. So again, I'm going to look at that as a scout and be like, wow, that's pretty skilled that he was able to accomplish that at a higher level. They're going to be on him so much more effectively that he's not going to maybe get to that point, and he's going to need to reverse that quickly. But it still shows a lot of skill, and it still was the best outcome possible given that you didn't make the play. So I'm just very curious to see if you go over another 50 first passes that you make, do you do that same thing 45 times in a row and it's like, wow, he's really able to accomplish that? Or are these two good ones and there's 15 giveaways in a row and we're just happening to look at a bad sample? I don't know. But based on those, that's pretty damn good. Looks like you're going to get it again because it was twice pretty close. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the actual pass you made was perfect. It was, you didn't hold on to it too long. You know, it's on his stick. It's simple. I guess the only criticism I have here of this play is the moment your teammate gets the puck here, you kind of just ride the train tracks and do absolutely nothing. And you almost get in his way, kind of in a way. Whereas all I would say is at this moment when he gets it, boom, just like do something, like maybe turn and lift up this guy's stick for a second.
He's on my team.
Okay. So maybe turn and lift up this guy's stick for a second. Almost like an interference, but not obviously interference. You don't want to take a penalty.
Like a pick.
Just kind of like a pick, like a soft pick that doesn't look like you're trying to, you know what I mean? You can take penalties that way too. But just a soft pick, and then when that guy tries to fight, let him go and open up and peel off to an open space or in front of the net, or. But that's all. It just looks like you got really like glidey, and then all of a sudden got in his way. But the pass, the actual pass, super simple. You didn't let the guy get you. So far, I haven't seen you give a puck away yet, right?
But
Which
but
is
but I have the problem. What I was saying is that, when he was going towards that approach, he was just watching. He should do something, right? Well, when he was going there, he's just watching the puck and the guy.
here.
Yeah, here you see this. You know, you see he's watching. That's where he stopped it, right? Right, and he kept this. See, pause it here. So here he needs to do something
Yeah, we
to
just
make himself available, because he's just walking because he's puck watching there.
well, I just that's what I just went through. Yeah, I just said what he should be doing. I don't think he should be making himself available, because there is no spot to be available.
Okay.
He has time and space right now, this guy, and there is no, like, it's not like you're gonna go out here and be open for a pass. It's just that's right in front of. It's more just slowing up and picking this guy a little bit
Okay.
at that moment. Yeah. And you're
All
right.
right.
He definitely gliding. We call it the railway tracks, just gliding and not being active. But as far as the first pass so far, every single one has been completed. Just little things of either too late, or not knowing ahead of time what the play was, or too late, or just keeping it too long and not doing a simple play so far. But again, it's a small sample so far. Let's get through the rest. So we got 9-11. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do you think? So you get the puck here off the draw. What do you think, Farhan?
It's not that bad of a play.
Yep. First of all, do you have a set playoff face-off? So it's hard for me to give advice without knowing what your face-off play is.
Only in the offensive zone, but that's sometimes. We have like 3 different plays, but our coach tells us which one we're gonna do, but that's only in the offensive zone.
Okay, so no D zone play here. So some teams will have a specific set play off a D zone draw, and it's hard for me to critique what you should be doing if there's a set play.
In the
So
penalty kill, we have a set play for defensive face-off.
okay, cool. So in that case, this is a great play. You go to the net for cover with speed. There's no quick pass that should be made necessarily here. You stop because you don't really have, an outstanding option, and you have the net for protection. You reverse the flow of pressure. All these guys were headed right, and now all of a sudden you make a pass against the grain on them, and you give your guy time and space. Your guy's got a ton of time and space here, even to the point where it's not perfectly on his tape. He has to reach for it, and he still has time to gather it, do a cross, move it, whatever. So overall, I think this was a great one. I think you definitely could reverse this up the wall. Right at this point here, you could definitely spin it up the wall against the grain. But is this guy going to have more time and space than he did? No, not really, especially since he has to pick it up off the wall. So I think this was the play. I think this is pretty much perfect play. Yep. I just wonder, just because you made the perfect play, I wonder if you knew all those things. Like, I wonder if there was a guy wide open, and you should have moved it quick. I wonder if you knew all of that, or if you didn't. You slammed on the brakes, you waited, you looked, and then you made the pass, not necessarily knowing all those things going on. If this winger was over there more, I wonder if you would have been able to actually make the pass.
I would have just like if the winger was covering that guy and like the center was covered, I would have like if the center then the center would be open, I would have passed the center. But if he was also covered, I would have just like tight turned.
Well, that's my question. Do you think if he was over here, do you think you can complete this pass to the middle or not with
Yeah,
that guy
yeah,
on you?
yeah,
Yeah. So that's almost the same thing when we had that play where I said, send that across, remember?
yeah.
Earlier. And I was like, coaches say, don't throw that. That's risky. But it really comes down to, can you make that play? And at the higher levels, we watch NHL on TV, right? And we're like, that guy's open, hit him, hit him. We don't see that there's 3 sticks in the lane. And those are 3 NHL players' sticks that can knock pucks down like you wouldn't believe. But yeah, your ability to pass through a guy is a very important skill that determines if you're going to get to the next level or not. So yeah, if he's over here, then you definitely have to be able to complete this pass to there, or escape and tight turn maybe. But I think given everything here, you did the right play. I think this was a great play. Great play. 9/11, 1806. Uh-oh, we have our first giveaway. Okay, this one, I'm going to say, I now am going to agree with your dad. Okay, so Zia, this is the situation that you're talking about where he's puck watching and not making himself available properly. So this is the case. The other one, to me, personally, wasn't the case. But you give him a bad play to you, right? Like at this moment here, what should you try to do?
Like get like the forward thing, like hinge
Yeah,
forward.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You should be kind of moving out here almost, with the intention of whenever the pass comes, at whatever point the pass comes, I'm going to curl in. And what that's going to give you is more time and space from the forecheckers, because you're effectively, this guy's on the other team, right?
Yeah,
What's with the colors? Was it like gray and white kind of thing?
it was like so we had a camp before this, so it was like green, like to go in charge, you have to go to the camp, and so it was like green. They split in half, like green and gray. But for
Okay.
your trash, you're supposed to bring your jersey, and I guess some people forgot like your game jersey, and
Okay.
some people forgot, so they were using some gray jersey.
Okay. So by moving this way in this direction, you're moving away from him, meaning you're giving yourself more space. Okay. And then at whatever time the pass comes, you can cut in so that you're looking up the ice and getting ready. You start to get some speed. By the time he goes that way, right, where would you be? Had you followed the path that I said, you would actually be like here right now, kind of, right?
Yeah.
So getting that pass from him out to there, you'd be turning up ice. Now you can choose to go on the wall, and I bet you can burn this guy here. This guy here won't even be able to get you now. Now you're attacking up the wall, and he's on your team, and he's on your team. We have a looks like we have a 3-on-2. Although, where's the 10th guy? They have somebody changing maybe.
It's probably like where the black is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's maybe like a left winger. But either way, yeah, it's definitely to do with you getting finding a place to get open. Yep. That makes sense.
And,
Yeah.
and another thing that I noticed is that since he got that puck, you see that the puck protection skills are not there. That's my concern. You see this now. He has the puck. Now he's in a rush. See, he needs to see this guy is coming, and he needs to. This is the skill. This is skills that I want him to learn when there is like
But I don't
okay,
I
this is a
don't I don't agree. The reason I don't agree is because
uh,
when you're in the middle of the ice here, puck protection is not a thing. Puck protection
uh,
would mean you're going to allow more pressure to come to you in a bad spot. Puck protection would be down on the walls. If
no,
you
no, no. I think I'm misstating this statement. What I'm going to say is this: now he's under pressure. Now he has to send the puck safely to somebody.
yes,
So
that's different. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So now he turned right away to the guy to distribute the puck. Take my puck. Like you see that he turned. He knew that he's covering him. Maybe he should have done something different. Maybe you see this.
Who's on your team at this point? Hold on, I'm having trouble with the colors. So right here,
So,
is this guy on your team? 88.
uh, this guy, this guy, this guy, and me, and then someone's probably like right there.
Okay, so he's not on your team,
No,
and he's not, and
no,
he's not.
no, and he's not.
Yeah, obviously. So, um, no, yeah, I think it's not about it's about just it's not putting the puck in an unsafe spot. He just makes a bad pass. He just doesn't hit somebody. The play here is how he goes in like this to put it forehand is it. He just needs to make a play. He needs
Or he
to
can go to the wall, right?
either
Because he's under
pass
pressure. Pass, or he since
which
he
wall?
didn't see.
This
Yeah,
wall?
yeah, that's the idea.
No, he's got two guys on him there. No, they're gonna
Like,
close that.
what I was trying to tell him is that, hey, you need to use like a Mohawk style cut and then go there and then,
No,
try.
no,
No?
it needs to just complete this pass. This is that would be overcomplicating and like this is two guys open, right? This is like the more dekes he does or skating or to the corner or protection or any of those things is just going to cause the guys to collapse on him more and more and more when he's got guys open. That changes if there's nobody open. If they have coverage on every single player and you have nothing, then it's like, okay, you got to figure out now how to like try your best to keep the puck until something can open up or whatever. But in this case, you got wide open options. It's just a matter of can you get a puck to them through this man? And maybe that means off this wall. Honestly, that might mean off this wall on such an angle that it bounces out for this guy to swoop through to. Maybe that's too impossible here, and maybe it's off this wall to an angle where the puck sits in here and it's not icing because it's not crazy hard. I don't know. There's a lot of different options if you have nothing at all. But I see like you just have to make this pass.
See, that's the skill that I want him to learn is now, he needs to make it. He can't do anything. He can't think what is the best option for him. Kind of,
Yeah,
protecting the puck and getting out.
yeah.
He gives away very easily.
Do you
Or
think
he's
Farhan, your best guess? Do you think you know that these two guys are here?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think you do either. It
I
looks to me like you're
think
not. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought there was someone like right here. I don't know
Yeah,
why I thought.
yeah, yeah. It looks to me like you're not expecting it at all because your teammate had it and you're just kind of gliding random. You weren't expect, and then all of a sudden you got it and your back is turned to everything and you had to adjust. When you have to adjust for a puck, usually that means now your head's down just because you're trying to adjust. And I think you felt pressure. You got the puck. You had to adjust. Your head was down. You felt pressure here from this guy, and you were just like, ah. So that's the hard part too. Is like, is you kind of know, you just take a quick look here to make sure that guy didn't change, and then you rip it across hard. And then after you rip it across hard, where do you go?
Hinge forward.
Yep. This literally is the play that I showed you from my guy Tim, right? Pass, and then you head down the wall and get ready to come up underneath, because maybe he's going to take this puck up the wall, and maybe he needs to have you as an option back. In this play, I don't think so, because this winger is probably going to go out and get it, boom, boom. But at least you got to make that your habit. Notice how it's like the same things repeating over and over. Very often, it's only a few different concepts that just show themselves over and over and over and over. Let's go and watch your play. Go ahead.
No, actually, he has a lot of skills. That's my frustration, and that's why I'm approaching you, because he never brings that in the game.
Right.
He never brings it, and especially on the deep offensive zone, he doesn't try to shake the team, because with his skills, the team should win, actually. We end up losing because, the other teams, to be fair on his side, the team is not that strong, you see. So sometimes, they're not equally matched.
Right.
So the coaches want him to take responsibility sometimes, like, to make a play or to do, again, it comes down to shooting there when he went there that far, how to look at the goalie, what approach should be done, and how he can shoot, you see. You just taking time, you see this here. So
well, I mean, so first of all, you should be taking this puck to the center, not to the not wide. And then
that
the
is the
play,
biggest problem, Bray. That is the biggest problem. That's exactly what he takes to the wall. He has to come to the center.
yeah. You should be basically trying to attack. I mean, this guy's coming at you, so it's okay to cross away like you did. You actually got speed on him, and now you need to cut in. And then when you're attacking between these two D, you're not going to split them. We're not trying to deke them out. We're trying to either pass it that way when this defenseman comes to you. You know what I mean? When he's the one that comes over, or you're trying to pass it this way. Is that guy on your team?
No.
That guy's not on your team. So you have 1, 2, 3, and there must be a left winger in the black over here, way wide. There must be. Right?
Yeah.
So then you either would pass it to him wide when this D comes to you, or maybe even feet are already turned. So you might even be able to just step and hit him right away. We don't really know. But that's not a matter of not shooting. I mean, you're never when you get to here, and you make this move, you're going into pressure. You're not going to get a shot. Like you needed to drive to the center, kick it out to your teammate, and drive the dot, and then see what type of 3-on-2 play we can develop. So that's a tactical error, not a skill error. You'll just never be able to get through like that.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest problems that I see. Even when he's rimming through the wall, when he's coming from the defense zone with the wall, he try to go towards the wall, maintain towards the wall. The least I have seen him is make a U-turn there, make a turn there, and then try to pass. So oftentimes I tell him that he can slow down, try to go into the center, but he never was able to accomplish that. It's always the same move. It's registered in his brain to go towards the wall, towards outside.
But be careful, Farhan, because it's situational, right? If you get in your head at a young age, we get in our head like always go to the middle, always go to the middle, always go to the middle. I don't want you to take that from this conversation, because there was a play previous to this. Remember when you were coming out of the corner and your teammate didn't go to the wall, and I said you should have went to the wall in that case.
Yeah.
So it really depends on where the other players are. But generally, when you're attacking through the neutral zone, I bet you most OHL coaches, most college coaches will tell you, take the puck to the middle of the ice between the red and the blue, take it to the middle. And if you can't, dump it in. That's what most of them will tell you. Now, the reason to take it into the middle is eventually to kick it wide. We finally can see this guy's helmet. See, he's actually cutting across the blue because he doesn't want to go offside. He's slowing down. So I wish we could see him fully, but it may have been that you should be passing to him like here, right? There's a moment where if you know he's kind of there, well, first of all, there's two guys sticks in the way and a third guy. So this pass right here is impossible at this moment, right?
Yeah.
But it does open up. If you're kind of looking for it as you're skating, there is a moment right now where he's over pressuring and he turned his feet where you probably could thread it now.
I think that guy was like leveled with this guy. He was like somewhere here, I think.
Maybe. You might be right. You might be right. But the fact that he's coming in from here, I don't know if I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. But either way, without seeing him, that's super hard. I've done a lot of video sessions, and I feel that we've actually covered a ton. Like there's some where I don't feel like there's we cover a lot of material, like a lot of plays and time in the game, but we don't come out with a lot of key concepts that repeated themselves. I feel like you actually have almost too many to really focus on in a short period of time. So that's good. So let's review them very, very quick. I actually have to, oh shoot, I'm actually late. Very, very quickly, and you should write these down right after we're done, just so that you can remember them. One is sometimes you got to you got to make the quicker play. You got to make the quicker, simpler play. And that comes from, for you, that comes from scanning ahead of time, knowing the options and knowing if this puck came to me and I had to one touch it, what's my option? That's the biggest one.
So like pre-scan.
If you want, sure. If you want to call it pre-scan, whatever you want to call it. I call it, it's a one-touch scrimmage game. If I had no choice but to one time this puck, where would it go? And the second thing is those hinge plays where when you're on the soft side, you need to skate forwards down low and be ready to turn, because that came up more than once. The third thing is if you're carrying the puck up the ice, try to attack to the center, not wide. Now, that also comes down to what your coach is teaching. Some coaches tell the kids to go wide at your age still. So you have to do what your coach says. But most of the time now it's going to be drive into the middle. And then the last one was, oh my gosh. The last one was, shoot, I had another good one there. Oh yeah. The last one's what your dad has mentioned more than once. It's puck watching on your way back and not really like moving to become available. But be careful, because that's not every time. Like that one play where you were in front of the net, I said, no, you should just be like setting a pick there, because you're not in a spot to get open. You're in a spot to kind of stay safe in front and just help out with a little pick or whatever. But coming back into your own end, being more aware of where can I go to, where can I move to be ready for to have extra time. Yeah. Okay, guys, I got to actually run. I didn't realize it was so late.
Sorry.
But no, all good. Not your responsibility. But
I think the other one was, stick positioning, the first one.
yeah, well, that was a defensive one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Farhan, write that stuff down, and remember, when you see me in a week and a bit, mention that one touch game. Okay, make sure. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, I will see you in like 10 days or something.
Yeah. You want to do another session, I'm willing to do, just to explain some thought process, or what do you want to do, or come back, see him skating, and then you want to do it. Because I want to have more sessions now. This is very valuable for me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Do you have any games between now? Like, I would want to do another session. I would want you to have a game that you're going to go play after now, like not one that's already done, because I want you to try to implement the things that we're talking about, and then we go back and see how did you do.
No,
if we
he
just
doesn't have a game. No.
Yeah. So when would be the next?
Anyway.
When would be the next hockey? August?
When the season starts.
When the season starts. Because I didn't sign him up, because I really want him to get some good knowledge about hockey before he starts a game. That's why I didn't sign up anywhere. If you have any scrimmage, like, local scrimmage when we were there, just between, if you have enough kids there.
Yeah, you might be able to. We won't have scrimmages for your age, but you might be able to find a weekend tournament with a team here. If you're coming for more than 1 week and you're already going to be here for the weekend.
Yeah, if you can plug him in some team just for a weekend game, definitely, because he's doing nothing there. So
Yeah, I'll put you in. I'll reach out to a few 2011 parents that I know and see if any of their kids are playing, looking for a player.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
guys. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.